We all love a legendary comeback, and Degree Original Cool Rush is back and better than ever. Cool Rush isn't just a scent, it's a movement, a fan favorite that delivers bold, fresh vibes and all-day sweat protection. Whether you have a man that spends hours in the gym, heads into the office early, or is just trying to stay fresh on a long day, Cool Rush has their back. Head to your local Walmart or Target and grab Degree Cool Rush, the fan favorite scent from the world's #1 antiperspirant brand.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... there, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Hey everyone, Kristin here, about to usher us into our live recording of Ted in Burlington, Vermont, over at the iconic Higher Ground. We had an amazing time. I just want to give you a couple of notes before we roll in. One, you will hear us referring to someone named Ricardo. Ricardo is our 5.5-foot skeleton. He comes with us to some live shows, usually the ones that fall around Halloween. So if you've not met Ricardo yet and you hear us talking about him, that is who we're referring to. You can just imagine that he is sitting between Jenny and I, because that is where he was sitting on stage with us. 2, you will also hear us referring to our larger episode with ALBA DAZA. We had a conversation with ALBA about one of her favorite episodes, Ted. ALBA, of course, our former producer and our very good friend. That episode should have gone up in your feeds today, the very same day that Ted went up, but I am wrestling a couple of little audio issues to the ground. So you will have that little mini-sode of us chatting with ALBA about Ted early next week in your feeds. As soon as it goes up, it'll also be linked in the show notes here. It's a very fun and very great conversation. We look forward to sharing it with you. And last but not least, 'tis the season. And we should tell you that because of that, we have some new things in our store, namely a 'tis the season candle. If you've been with us for a minute, you know that we occasionally work with an amazing candle maker who lives out in Chicago. Damien hand pours all of the candles that he makes. He runs his own store called Solis Illuminatum, and we've done a few very special limited edition candles with him, and we have a new one for this season. It features, of course, a rendering of Buffy and Faith. It says 'tis the season on it. It is scented amber and cardamom and topped with cedar sprigs and juniper berries. It is a thing of beauty, boss. And if you want one, you should go grab one. bufferingcast.com/shop. They are made in limited batches, so once they are gone, they are gone. Also, in our store, nearly everything else is 25% off through the end of the day on Monday. And if you missed it, one of our best-selling designs, the Time is What Turns Kittens into Cats design, is now on a gorgeous green zip hoodie. I love it. I already have reserved mine. And of course, I could not possibly go through the season without bringing back the Smash the Demon Lizard Patriarchy baby onesie. I need one for my 9-month-old. So if you also need one for your tiny baby, they are now back in stock. bufferingcast.com/shop. And I'm going to stop talking now so that you can hear me talk in beautiful Burlington, Vermont. Burlington, if you're with us for the first time ever, Jenny likes to run around the table a few times.
Yeah, I was just going to say, y'all might never have seen that before, but you're about to see it again.
Wow, this is our very first time together, at least, in Burlington, Vermont.
What a thrill. What a delight.
Yeah. All right, I guess we're supposed to make a podcast, eh, Jenny?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I think I am.
Hello, and welcome back to Buffering the Vampire Slayer once more with Spoilers, a podcast where we're watching and discussing each and every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer one at a time for the second time, this time with spoilers. You don't have to worry about anything. Daddy's here. I'm Jenny Owen Youngs.
I
I'm sorry.
I quit the podcast. I'm Kristin Russo. Oh, today we are discussing season 2, episode 11, Ted.
Ted was written.
I can't even look at you. I'm so upset.
Ted was written by David Greenwalt and Joss Whedon, directed by Bruce Seth Green, no relation, and originally aired on December 8th, 1997.
Oh, just 9 days before I turned 17. Okay, this is the one, according to IMDb, where Buffy's mom, you've heard of her, introduces her new boyfriend who charms everyone except for Buffy. When she confronts his dark side, she's left questioning her actions. Whatever. This is the one with John Ritter and the robot boyfriend.
There's no easy way for me to transition to this information, but into every generation, a spoiler warning is born. We alone wield the strength and skill to discuss things from any of the following sources: all 7 seasons of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, plus the canonical Dark Horse comics, plus Angel the TV series and any related canonical comics, plus anything that currently exists inside of the Buffyverse and anything that may be announced or released as we go. Nothing can stop us from discussing all of the things.
You did such a good job.
Wow, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, did you talk about when we originally covered the episode?
Watching the show for the first time and not ready to be spoiled, please leave. If you're here at the live show, it's honestly too late for you. But if you're listening at home after the fact, hey, hit pause. You can go listen to our spoiler-free coverage of this episode, which originally aired on March 29th, 2017, and features very special guest Shannon Woodward, who picked Ted because she said it was the Westworld episode of Buffy.
That's right. That was so cool. I forgot we did that.
Yeah, we're actually pretty cool.
We at least were pretty cool. Jenny came out of getting changed in the green room today, and she just said to herself, "Might be old, but I'm still hot."
I said it to Kristin, and it was clearly a joke. This is why you're just a good friend.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll take that trade. It's worth it. Stay tuned at the end of this episode. And yes, that includes this live episode where Jenny is going to play live the song for Ted after we're done chatting today. And then we'll talk about writing the song.
If you think I have what it takes.
You know, I do, actually.
Okay.
In some areas, not so much. But in that one, you've got it.
Wow.
If you haven't listened to the most recent episode, you might not know that we are doing this thing where at the beginning of every act, we summarize it. So brace yourselves for some summaries written in pen on our notes upstairs in the green room. I think we did a better job than ever before. But first, some big thoughts on this episode?
You know that I famously have no big thoughts. All my thoughts are medium to micro.
Do you like this episode, Jenny?
I like every single episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But I do think this episode is special in many ways.
World's best critic, Jenny Owen Youngs.
I never claimed to be a critic. Actually, some might argue that is about as far away from my role as you could get.
It's true. So you know who's actually the best critic of the team is LaToya?
LaToya Ferguson?
Yes, and LaToya has some notes, and I'm just going to straight up read some of LaToya's notes on this episode because they rule, as do all of LaToya's notes always. LaToya, so I love this episode. In my mind, that means, great, I can love it too. That's who I am inside. I loved it, but now I know I can love it.
You have permission.
This is now LaToya. My brother and I used to quote Ted quotes at each other all the time. Beg to differ, little lady. I don't stand for that kind of malarkey in my house. And my personal favorite, how about a nice game of Parcheesi? I understand when looked at through the lens of the real-life interpretation of the plot, especially as, you know, the daughter of a single mom who worked too hard, who loved her kids, and who never stopped, that it's a nightmare, especially in the real-life version where picking an abusive man over your child isn't explained about by said man being a robot that's drugging you with fake ecstasy. But when looked at through the lens of an evil genius turned evil robot from the 50s, as played by the original Hollywood's good boy, John Ritter, it rules. John Ritter, naturally, this was one of those great against type castings back in the day. Same with Ritter on Felicity as Ben's shitty dad, and also on SVU. Actually, he was a shitty dad on Scrubs, too. But Buffy did the against type thing first for him. This is Jack Tripper. This is Problem Child's dad. John Ritter could be Buffy's new stepdad. Buffy, why are you... This is why I read it all. Buffy, why are you Jack tripping about being a problem child? Thank you, LaToya. Small thing, but I really love this. The cooking skills, like the fact that Ted throughout the whole episode is making cookies and pizzas and whatever, is an inside reference to, of course, Three's Company, where John Ritter was a chef. So that's a fun thing. In case you didn't, like Buffy, know all of the 1970s trivia, except for who Captain and Tennille is, the one thing that she's lacking, now you know. Jenny, would you like to talk about the cold open?
I would, and the first thing that I would like to say is that you texted me and said, I'm doing such a deep dive on the Captain and Tennille, and this was my response. I Googled Captain and Tennille. I looked at them. I said, he's wearing the captain's hat. He must be the captain.
Uh-huh.
And then I looked down and saw his eyeballs, which are of Ellipernellian proportions in respect to his skull. He has gigantic eyes.
You know, I didn't even look at him.
You were too busy deep diving.
I was deep diving.
His eyes are up here, pal.
Yeah. Mostly, the thing that I was most excited about is that Captain was a Beach Boy. Tennille toured with the Beach Boys for a really long time, and they referred to her as the Beach Girl.
They only had one beach girl?
There was only one girl. She was the only girl to ever tour with the Beach Boys.
So
okay, I got a little dramatic. I don't actually know if she was the only girl to ever tour with the Beach Boys, but close or maybe.
What is the captain's name? Is he a Wilson or?
No. He was not a Wilson
a lesser Beach Boy?
He was a lesser Beach Boy. He was not one of the main Beach Boys. I don't know if that's how they present themselves. Maybe they're very democratic and everyone has equal standing in the Beach Boys. I'm not sure. Anyway. That was my deep dive. They were married and they got divorced, so you know the story.
And then they kept making the podcast. Good for them.
Are you ready for my Act 1 summary, or do you want to talk about...
Can I say one more thing about the cold open?
Please.
This episode is just like a rolling barrage of John Ritter jump scares. And the first one is in the cold open. It's, boo, a man you've never seen before is making out with your mom. Are you scared?
I am, and I also have a lot of questions.
Imagine if you walked in on a man you've never seen before making out with your mom.
No! Why would you do that?
Because it's
first you refer to yourself as daddy, and now this.
That was a quote. Those are someone else's words.
I just want to understand. Okay, so there's a glass that breaks. Buffy takes approximately half of 1 second to get into the kitchen where they are already kissing. And she says, I broke a wine glass. And so what I want to know is, is the wine glass is just on the floor still? Like, did they kiss and that's what caused the wine glass to break? Did the wine glass break and they were like, fuck it, let's kiss? Like, what happened for them to be kissing that?
I think these are secrets of heterosexuality we're not meant to know the answers to.
That's what I'm like, what am I missing out on? Because if I broke a wine glass, I'm sorry, but I'm going to stop for at least
priority
a minute.
number one.
Just, I don't want to step on the glass at the very least.
Especially if it's a red.
One time? Okay, listen, I'm sorry, but one time I took a girl home. I'm sorry to both past and current wives. It happened. It was neither of you. Oh, how embarrassing. And it was late. It was really late. And so the cats were really hungry. And I was like, listen, before anything happens, I have to feed the cats. And said girl, who I'm not even really friends with anymore, but I know that she took that story elsewhere with her. So
to her podcast,
probably, yeah.
You're gonna have to listen to them all until you can match them up.
If I didn't feed the cats, they'd be sitting annoying us the whole time we were making out. You know what I mean? Anyway, so all that is to say that I know if a wine glass broke, I'd have to clean it up, no matter how passionate I was feeling. Wow, okay. I'm going to read the summary for Act 1. Ted is making mini pizzas. Buffy is taking her anger out on the recently risen undead. Jenny Calendar is dragging Giles's puppy dog eyes. Angel has deep thoughts on loneliness. That's really just Angel on any day. Mini golf gets way too fucking intense, and the subtext is rapidly becoming text.
As a person whose stove recently expired,
Uh-huh.
throwing my household into absolute chaos. I personally am triggered by the Summers home fully functional stovetop where pizzas are being fried.
What do you think about this mini pizza technique? Baking first,
And then frying.
Yeah.
Baking and frying together in any order.
Mm-hmm.
Two great tastes that go great together.
Yeah, like there's a lot that Ted does wrong, like put some kind of ecstasy on the pizza.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That's
but
not...
then making delicious pizza that is first baked and then fried in cast iron, absolutely no compromises to be made.
No.
In that department. I mean, that sounds pretty good.
I'm laughing to myself because I imagine, like, you know how anytime you find a recipe, it's like jump to recipe. I just imagine clicking jump to recipe and it's like small pieces of dough, cheese, sauce,
Ecstasy.
MDMA. Ted's recipe for pizza. Okay, so obviously let's just get the cat out of the bag. Ted is drugging everyone in the episode, except for Buffy, who has this amazing overlap of like, I fucking hate you, so I'm not gonna eat your stupid food, but also I'm the Slayer, so maybe I have intuition about what to eat and what not to eat, ? So we're gonna have things to say about Joyce's parenting. Drugged or not, but for now.
Do you have anything to say about Willow's 9 gig hard drive?
It wouldn't even fit one episode of our podcast. The logic file would be like, sorry, absolutely not. But that was huge. Huge. We love, you know what? For Willow's hard drive.
Who knows the square root of 1225? Willow, who's gentle of heart and nimble with a hard drive. Willow, 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 Willow.
Okay, my first bone to pick with Joyce is that I want you to know that any joke that's that funny, I never mean to do on purpose. Is that she wants to talk to Buffy about how she's feeling about Ted in front of Ted. I don't care how many fucking pizzas she ate. This is not okay, Joyce.
I agree.
Jenny is in a new phase of live podcasting where she likes to simply sit over there and look at me. The same in Brooklyn, the same in Philly. I look to her like, and co-host, and she says,
I'm fucking vibing.
okay, can I say a serious thing? Do you want to say something?
No, please say your serious
Well,
thing.
I think I really like this episode, but I do think that I would like it one smidge more if there was a scene or two where I didn't know that Ted was a fucking creep. Like, from the minute he's on the screen, like, you know, I get it. And I love that, you know, this is a 4-act television show where the guy dies at the end of Act 2. So you're like, well, now what the hell is going to happen? So I love that. But I would have loved if I thought, oh, Buffy's just having a time because this is her mom, and sort of fell for it the way that like Joyce thinks that she's acting and the way that even Willow and Xander think that she's acting. But right from the jump, you're like, nope, absolutely not.
Okay, but to be fair.
I love being fair.
Famously. I think that it could be argued that until we get to mini golf, while Ted is like maybe giving us the ick, he's not necessarily like doing anything like overtly wrong, even if like the vibes are like that's certainly not how I would conduct myself.
Well, that's the thing. I think for me, it's right. I don't necessarily think he's like a murderous robot from the jump, but
right.
But like if he was, because the thing that he does he does so many horrible things, but the thing that he does at the jump that really gets under my skin is he's like, your mother and I, like he's very much inserting himself into the family dynamic when we all know he hasn't fucking met Buffy yet.
Sure.
POV Buffy, because like that's the name of the show. I'm like, fuck this guy.
Well, right, but I think that the fuck this guy is coming like courtesy of your POV. But if you were objectively like if you had never seen, if you had never seen this show, or like you were just a person walking into the room being like, hello, nice to meet you all. I'm not really sure why I'm coming in at this moment, but here I am.
Hi, my name's Jenny. I do a podcast about this show. What are you guys up to?
I just think that, like, it could be argued that, like, oh, maybe this guy doesn't really know how, like, he cares about Joyce and he really wants to be a part of this family. And it's certainly not uncommon for, I think, like, somebody coming in, like, a man in 1997 coming into this dynamic being like, hello, I'm here to take up some space. Which is, you know, listen, out of the gate, it's not like offensive. It's not like hardcore, like, oh, fuck no.
Well, I think that this is really underlining the big difference between you and I, which is that you come in liking a person from the jump, and you need to have something happen to not like them. I come in and I don't like you. You tell me why I should like you, and then we'll have a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
No, that does sound right.
Sorry. I mean, you're from Jersey. I don't know what happened to you. That's supposed to be the way.
Let's go to the cemetery where we can maybe, like, work out some of these issues.
But it's not the cemetery.
Oh, where are they? Oh, they're at Drew's playground.
And they're at a park. I don't know if it's Drew's playground specifically, but they're at a park. But I also wrote in the cemetery, then I crossed it out. Oh, they're in the park because the vamps are scattered after Spike and Drusilla.
Right.
This whole, like, and now that Spike and Drew are out of the picture, I'm like, did you all even pick up one pipe organ to look? Pipe organ? Pipe.
Organ pipe. One single solitary organ pipe.
Yeah, you didn't even look down there. You didn't even check. They're out of the picture. Anyway,
they do like to just watch something crumble and then walk away.
Yeah.
And
they're like, the Tarakas are gone, and I guess Spike and Drew are gone too.
And everything is fine.
Yeah, everything's good. Except for Angel. He needs a little Band-Aid on his little hand. We'll get there. So Buffy's taking out her aggression at the cemetery. She's beating the vampires to a non-bloody pulp because she's mad about Joyce's boyfriend.
She's going off, listing all the things she doesn't like about vampires. Like, especially when they make mini pizzas. It's one of her least favorite vampire qualities this episode for some reason. Kristin, I have a prompt.
Oh, yes.
Related to this scene. What do we think vampires are putting on their mini pizzas?
Oh, do you remember the time that we tried to guess what was in Spike's grocery bag?
I do.
Well, okay, so I think that they add a little bit of blood to the sauce. Like, I don't think they just sub out blood.
Blood in the sauce.
Yeah, blood in the sauce. Again, jump to recipe. Quarter cup of blood, 3/4 cup of sauce. I think that's the ratio.
Okay.
And then obviously just cheese. Whole milk cheese, the devil's playground. Okay. And then I think it depends on the vampire.
Sure.
Angel is just eating cheese. He's like, by the fire, you know? He's like sad eating his plain pizza. No offense to you if you like plain pizza, but he doesn't have like...
What's the value judgment you're putting on plain pizza here? Help me understand.
Okay. I will tell you, is that I imagined making the pizza at home. So it's like when I get a slice, I just want a plain slice, but I'm ordering that. But when I'm making pizza, I want to make it like fun. You know, I'm making it at home. I want to put toppings on it, but I feel like Angel's too sad, you know?
Too sad for toppings.
Yeah, he just gets to the cheese and he's like, maybe a basil leaf. Maybe.
Okay.
But Spike.
Crispy onions.
Oh, clearly crispy onions. And I think he's going to go with some pepperoni too. You think they make, I'm so sorry, human pepperoni?
I mean, I think someone does. But I hope I don't ever meet them.
He wouldn't do that, though. He wouldn't do that. That's too easy. You know, he wants to actually kill his humans. So pepperoni, onions. And I feel like sometimes Spike is like, throw a fucking pineapple on there, you know?
He seems like a pineapple pizza guy.
Yeah. And those are the only two vampires.
That's it.
Do you want to do a pizza for another vampire? What do you think Edward puts on his glitter?
Definitely glitter. Yeah, glitter, little mini baseballs.
His pizza's just decorative.
Yeah.
It hangs next to the wall of graduation tassels.
Hey, that's my thing I talk about relentlessly.
I'm so sorry.
The other stuff that I was just sort of like making a little list, like pizza toppings for vampires. I started out like, oh, would they like raw? Would they cook the pizza and then put like raw ground beef on top of it?
Ew.
Which led me then to wonder, do vampires like sushi? Are they more likely to like sushi?
Do fish have blood?
Well, I'm just wondering if there is a uncooked flesh component.
She
that's
doesn't even listen. She didn't even hear the question.
No. I'm answering your question. I'm like responding to what you asked.
Okay.
Which is to wonder, you know how we eat a lot of things that we don't need for sustenance, right?
Right.
So I'm wondering, does raw flesh of any kind hold an appeal for vampires? Maybe like foodie vampires.
Oh.
You know?
Spike
They're
is-
like, I don't need this, but
But yum. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reading, and this is, so I'm reading a book for Buffering Book Club called Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. There's no spoilers in this really, except for part of the vampire lore there is that when you feed on a person, so your heart as a vampire is not beating, right? It's in your chest, but it's not, you don't have a heartbeat. But when you feed on somebody, you get that like pulse. And so it's this like really visceral, amazing experience. But when you drink like a goblet of blood or whatever, you get the like nourishment or whatever, but it's not the same vibe.
can I tell you something?
You actually can. You and I both have microphones.
That sounds like absolutely none of my business. That sounds like the most pornographic thing I've maybe ever heard.
Yeah, I'm listening to the audiobook and I just drove 4 hours here and was like, wow. Me and Ricardo, I was like, Ricardo, man, I'm sorry. I know you didn't consent to listening to this audiobook. It is steamy and it's great. Shout out to V. Schwab and Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. The subtext is rapidly becoming text. This is an iconic quote. And it happens in this moment. So I want to give a shout out to Mr. Giles.
When you were listening to the audiobook, were you like, the subtext is rapidly becoming text?
Yeah, there's no subtext at all. It's all text. Naked text everywhere. In the Sunnydale High School hallways, Xander and Willow are doubting Buffy a little bit as well. You know, they're like, hey, Buff, maybe you just have some feelings about your mom dating somebody.
Which is very reasonable. That's why it's the creeping creep of Ted is so great, because like it is all within reason until he starts whacking his robot leg with a golf club. Not to get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost there. It's so fucking creepy. I hate it.
Xander is delighted that Buffy is having parental issues.
Oh, he's like, just like Slayers. They're just like us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So while we mourn for Buffy, we delight.
Yeah,
for Xander.
Delight for Xander. That's true. Ted is in school because he's like
jump scare number 2.
I know. Do you guys?
Boo! He's at school.
You guys know my so-called life. We have a room full of. You know how Brian Krakow is always just like at the door, and Patty's always like, it's Brian. That's like very much Ted's vibe. He's always just like standing there. It's just Ted, except for Brian is not an evil robot, and Ted is. Here's the thing about doing a podcast with spoilers is that I feel like every time I talk about Jenny Calendar and Giles, I just feel sad. And I didn't have to go through that the first time because I was like, man, look at them. Aren't they so cute? Look at them falling
Even
in
though
love.
you had already seen.
I know, but I was in the moment, you know? This is harsh though. Okay. In the computer lab. Can I go there? Did I miss anything?
I love going to the computer lab.
Okay, there's serious things happening. Jenny Calendar's body was overtaken by a demon, and that was really traumatic, and she needs space from Giles, and it's very relatable content for me. Like, Jenny Calendar's response to Giles is very relatable content for me, a person who, so there are people who, when they're upset, need, like, physical comfort, and then there are people who, when they're upset, are like, stay the fuck away from me. I'm the latter of the two, you know? And so in moments of I need some time, I can be the person who's like, please go the fuck away. And then I hurt your feelings. And so I'm sorry, but I relate to Jenny Calendar. And then my feelings are very hurt for Giles in this moment. Cause he's not being like, it's not like Giles is being super pushy. You know, he's just like trying to check in and trying to say like, how are we doing? Do you want to have dinner?
I think you make me feel bad that I don't feel better is like a real grand slam.
Yeah.
Speaking of people saying things.
Mom's like, Ted will like this, and this is Ted's favorite show. And Ted's teaching me computers, and Ted said the funniest thing, and I'm like, that's really great, Mom. And then she said I was being sarcastic, which I was, but I'm sorry if I don't want to talk about Ted all the time.
So you're gonna talk about something else at some point?
I'm sorry. I just have so much to deal with. I don't need some new guy in my life.
No, maybe your mom does.
Well, sure, if you're gonna use wisdom.
Loneliness is about the scariest thing there is.
Okay, loneliness is about the scariest thing there is. Angel 316. Furthermore, I didn't want to talk, once Buffy started going, I didn't want to talk over her, but just so you know, she was wrapping a bandage around his little paw, and he's laying, don't vampires heal like really fast? And also, isn't he an adult man who's 241 years old?
The part that I like snickered at was, so Buffy's like wrapping his hand, and then she like looks to Angel, and he just holds up a little piece of like first aid tape for her to tie. And it's just such like a tiny detail that I'm like, this man, just like, here's your tape, Buffy. I literally can't.
They also, something that I almost included in the clip, and I was like, this is too much. They're like continuing to talk about like Joyce and Buffy's dad and blah, blah, blah. And like Buffy like poses some hypothetical question or like says something that's kind of open-ended. And instead of responding to it, Angel is just like, kiss me. It's like all this talk about your mom, your dad, and your mom's new boyfriend.
It really is getting me going, babe. So upset that we have to go to mini golf.
I bet the boys are lined up around the block to get a date with you.
No.
Teenager.
No.
Daughter of the woman I'm dating.
No. I hope this means your grades are going to be picking up. Like, fuck this. This is what I'm saying. We haven't even entered Act 2 yet. Maybe the kitchen mini pizzas were okay for you, Jenny, but they weren't okay for me, and all you had to do is make it to mini golf, and this man is like absolutely not okay. Ted thinks right is right.
Jump scare 3. That feeling when you're cheating at mini golf, which honestly, I just feel like is not within Buffy's character.
I agree.
Within the very specific parameters of she hates Ted.
Yes, yeah. Like, she definitely doesn't need to fucking...
Mini golf was Ted's idea.
Yeah, so fuck him. Clink goes the ball. Clink? What is the... Flop?
It's more of like a...
Plunk?
More of like a pluck.
A pluck.
Because they're usually plastic reservoirs, right?
Sure.
And then the golf ball is like... I'm actually very cool, and as was discussed earlier, hot.
Okay, then we get our first little lady. I'm gonna play it again. The patriarchy.
All right, Act 2.
Act 2.
Act 2. Joyce is being a terrible mom. Willow is being a cyber detective. Buffy is exerting extreme restraint by not busting out her trench coat and tiny sunglasses as she snoops around Ted's place of work. And Ted is being an absolute creep until he is stopped from being a creep by falling down the stairs.
Yep. So, whoops.
Oops.
Xander and Willow are still on the like Buffy calm down beat at this point, but they are being drugged. Something that's interesting about the drug, the imaginary drug, I did look it up and it doesn't exist. But it just makes you agreeable, which like both makes Willow be like, yeah, Ted, Buffy, you should like him, but also like, yeah, I'll investigate him. It just like makes you agree to anything. In the larger episode with ALBA, which we'll put up separately, we talked about like the effects of a drug like ecstasy and that none of us know what that might do, but we could hypothesize, and usually it just makes good things better and bad things worse. So very curious about the part of the ecstasy that they used for this imaginary drug.
Just the good part.
Yeah.
That I've read about.
Mm-hmm.
Right before this interaction between Buffy, Willow, and Xander, Buffy comes down to the Summers house kitchen in the morning at breakfast time.
Mm-hmm.
wearing a Samantha Jones-esque sexy pajama morning after fit that is like 2-part matching. I think LaToya called it rug chic, but it also looks like it spiritually is like leopard print, but is not.
I don't think you gave LaToya enough credit for calling it rug chic.
Sorry. No, rug chic is very good.
It's very special. Actually, before we decided to go with our good friend, best friend shirts, we almost cosplayed where Jenny was going to be Ted and I was going to be rug chic Buffy. We didn't do it.
There's always next year.
There's a lot of Halloweens out there. Okay, there's a Xander. How do people feel about the Xander Cordy of it all? Okay. I asked Brooklyn, I think it was Brooklyn, and they were like, "Boo, fuck that." And I was like, "Yeah, right, we don't like this relationship." But then like I was watching this episode and I was like, you know what? I actually really enjoy this dynamic. I genuinely do. The like, okay, fuck you. You want to make out? Fine. Like it's very even, they're very evenly matched. And so obviously we all know what's coming, and if you don't know what's coming, you're supposed to be at the other show next door. But I actually really enjoy it. So, to each their own.
Kristin 316.
Thank you, Jenny, for coming to my sermon. Do you want to go to Ted's place of work?
I don't, but we must.
Okay, so we go to Lauren Software. This is I wonder where this is in Sunnydale. Every time I think about us making a map of Sunnydale, I'm like, oh my God, okay, so we have to add 43 churches as of What's My Line. Now we have to add a software plant. Like there's just a lot to put on the map.
Hell maps.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Jay Kelly, the new film from Academy Award nominee Noah Baumbach. George Clooney stars as an actor confronting his past and present on a journey of self-discovery, alongside Adam Sandler as his devoted manager. Critics are calling it a declaration of love to the chaotic art of filmmaking, with the Wall Street Journal praising it as a transcendent comedy drama. Watch Jay Kelly December 5th, only on Netflix.
The Lincoln Wishlist sales event is happening now. Here's what's on everyone's wish list. Enjoying holiday jingles with brilliant 3D audio that surrounds you? Check. Watching snow flurries through the panoramic Vista roof? Check. Packing up presents with the spacious Lincoln Splitgate? Check. Everything you want. All standard on the 2025 Lincoln Navigator SUV. Visit your local Lincoln retailer or learn more at Lincoln.com for exceptional offers on 2025 Lincoln vehicles today.
Okay, so Buffy is in there fucking sleuthing around.
This guy, very conveniently, there is a man, a fellow employee, a coworker of Ted's nearby who is ready to just tell her he's got a bullet list. Here's everything you need to know about Ted.
This guy's name is Neil, and in the script, he's described as 30 to 50, death of a salesman. I don't think I spent a lot of time with the actual scripts in our first run, and they are a good time. There's a lot of shit in there that's very fun to read. I would like to talk about the picture. So Buffy sees Ted doing his Ted thing at his desk, and then he gets up and Neil is like, "Here's everything you need to know about Ted." And then before she leaves, she goes over to his desk, and there's a picture of his soon-to-be wife, according to Neil, Joyce Summers, and she takes the time to we've seen the picture on the fridge, okay?
And surely she's seen the picture. She knows what's on there.
She takes it out and unfolds it, and she's there, and she's like, wow, can't believe Ted folded me out of the picture.
Ted, get a pair of scissors.
Are you familiar with the band Boy Genius? So 2 of the members of that band are dating each other. When they announced that they were dating each other, Phoebe Bridgers was just folded out of all of the pictures of the 3 of them to be like, and Julian and Lucy are dating. And that's what I think of every time I see Buffy unfolding herself from the photo, is Phoebe being like, God damn it. Beautiful stuff out there in the world. Okay, so they're getting married? Why does he tell Neil this?
He's palling around at the office.
But he said right is right. he lies. That's not right.
Well, I think he's got a timeline in his mind, and he's already and he's very responsible. So he's like, I got to put in early.
Like his vision board. He just didn't tell Neil it was the vision board.
Knowing what we know, which is that in Ted's mind, Joyce is just bound for the basement. My bones are fully chilled thinking about what his plans are for 2 months from now. You know what I mean? They're not going on a honeymoon.
You think you're doing a fun episode of this show, and then there you are in the basement.
I mean, I hope not. Is this fun? Is this like a really good time that you're having out with us?
So they have dinner at the Summers home. And bless us, oh Lord.
Bless us, oh Lord.
Yes.
Let all of the people who could be best friends, if they would just apply themselves a little bit more to being more honest, more productive, and less of a piece of garbage. That's like Ted's prayer.
I literally wrote,
dear God, make Buffy not garbage.
Yeah. I literally wrote in my notes, Ted says, bless us, oh Lord, but makes it passive aggressive. I know that we're not here to give you a list of all the horrible things that Ted says, but it's for building strong bodies is where I would murder Ted. That would be I don't care if I'm the Slayer or not. You're getting a fucking nail file through your eye if you look at me and tell me it's for building stronger bodies.
I'm with you, and I didn't understand. I knew I was unhappy at that moment in watching, but I didn't realize how unhappy I was until right now. And also the fact that it's preceded by Buffy's looks good, and he's like, it's not just for looks, little lady.
So Buffy goes upstairs and she tries to she leaves. She goes to the cemetery.
She's like, may I be excused out the fucking window?
Yeah, she's sitting on the swing that might be the swing she sits on later with the robot. That I don't know. It just every time I see Buffy on a swing, I picture the robot.
Oh, the robot
to
April. I think this is a different swing canonically.
So we got to put 2 swing sets at least in Sunnydale. When she comes back, my note is this goddamn creep waiting for her in the dark.
Yet another jump scare.
Why does he have
to? He keeps getting us.
I don't understand why he has to do this, really.
Also, what does Joyce think is going on right now?
She thinks he's home, I would imagine, right?
She thinks he left.
Yeah.
And then he snuck back into the house and just sat in the dark in Buffy's room reading her diary?
Or he said, I'm going to go read Buffy's diary. And she was like, great, I love this ecstasy blend. Yeah. Okay, so Ted doing the physical abuse, but also this treading on privacy. What's a vampire slayer? I'm going to have you committed if you tell your mother about this.
Which we know from later, Buffy has already spent time in this situation, and I'm sure is really not anxious to go back to it.
Yeah. Best part of the episode, in my opinion, Ted hits Buffy and she says, I was so hoping you would do that, and fucking decks him. It is so satisfying. Thank you, audience. They have this fight. This is really cool, and I don't really think that we get this shot very often. There's an overhead of the hallway shot for the fight, and I'm like, wow, if we could do that, why didn't we do more of that? It's very fun.
Maybe there just hasn't been a reason to yet. This is the first hallway fight.
Yeah, but I don't have a memory of a lot of over the...
Well, they had to take the whole dang roof off to get that shot.
Yeah, it's true. So. And then they put it back on, and then they didn't want to take it off again. No, that makes sense. Okay, so they fight, and he goes down the stairs. And then shit gets... I'm so sorry, but it gets really fucking serious again.
Joyce is like, you killed him. Does Joyce even check for a pulse?
No, I think she just, goes on vibes. I don't...
What the fuck?
There's we know that after season, this is a huge spoiler, after season 2 comes season 3. I know.
Kristin!
I know!
This is just like that time I spoiled Jenny Calendar's death at a live show.
So But there's a real parallel here to, first of all, Detective Stein is about to enter the chat. We'll get there in a second. But like, there's a real parallel here to Buffy being like, I killed a person, and seeing that, and like the way that we see that kind of hit her is at the end of this act, it just like pulls focus as she realizes what has happened and is wondering like what the fuck this means. And of course, all I could think about is where we're going in season 3. And that is, okay, I have some Faith thoughts. I don't even think I have the Faith jingle loaded, but I'm gonna pretend like I do. Jenny, can you sing the Faith jingle?
You know, she's from Boston, keeps his farting, doesn't need any frills. Seems like she's the only one who's taking care of herself. Call her Lucy, she's a bruiser with the power and skill, but the demons deep inside her are the hardest to kill. Jump hill, jump hill, jump hill. Faith!
Nice. I just feel like my first Faith thought is this is a direct overlap of seeing how Faith feels before, you know, she has to go and like do what she does at the motel. Like the moment that it happens, she has this same look on her face that Buffy has on her face. Like, I've done this thing and this is not part of what I'm supposed to do, and this feels very different. The other thing that I was thinking about, because I was listening to this vampire porn on my way down here, was like, this is probably like the most obvious thing in the entire world, but like it was my thought, so it's my podcast, I get to talk about it. Want, take, have is basically just what a vampire does, you know? So I just feel like, does Faith have more in common with vampires than she knows? Thank you, one person.
I think that's a great point that I'll be thinking about for a long time to come. I do.
Okay.
You're gonna make me think about how in the last couple of episodes, I feel like a lot of what goes on with Kendra, between Kendra and Buffy and stuff, like really also, now that we're talking about spoilers, you know, has me flashing forward to Faith as well. Basically, this whole show is actually about Faith. I think it's our thesis statement.
All right. I guess that means we're at Act 3. Detective Stein, surprising no one, is included in the A of ACAB. The overalls of sadness have entered the chat. You wearing the overalls of sadness? You got up right at the right moment. Honestly, why didn't we wear overalls of fucking sadness? What is wrong with us? Does somebody need to take over the podcast? Cordy, Willow, and Xander have taken to the library to sleuth out dirty Uncle Ted. I'm sorry, but they say it. I don't. There were friggin' drugs in the friggin' cookies. We continue to be disappointed in Joyce's parenting, drugged or otherwise, and Ted is alive. Or whatever you call a robot who's still roboting.
Yeah, he's booted up.
Okay, fuck Detective Stein. Detective Stein, this is the first appearance. He's also going to investigate the deaths of Kendra, R.I.P., Alan, sorry for everyone. I'm sorry, I have to say another serious thing. It doesn't look like he hit you very hard. Fuck all the fucking way off, Detective Stein. Nail file to his eye. I'm just going through the episode and I'm gonna put my nail file in your eye if you're a shitbag. And I've got a lot of eyes.
Jesus Christ. Could I say something nice about this episode?
Yeah. This episode is great.
I mean, sorry. Yeah, totally. Okay. One of my favorite moments in this episode is this wordless scene that's just of Buffy and Joyce driving home from the police station. Buffy's looking at Joyce. Joyce like cannot look at Buffy. The like light on their eyes is really good. And we've got some really great score happening.
It is. It's really beautiful. And like, I don't know if you think about this is the first time that we've watched the series, right, as parents. Both of us are parents and we're watching the show. And I imagine you haven't watched it again in between the last time we watched it.
I have had a lot of spare time in the last 2.75 years, but no, I haven't rewatched Buffy.
There's something very different that I feel when I watch these scenes between Joyce and Buffy, because I want to just be angry with Joyce, you know, like I want to be like, Joyce, you're the parent. Like, why are you not talking more to her? Why are you not putting her before you? Why are you not? Why are you not?
She's cooked. She's fucking high on ecstasy.
Well,
but also, go on.
But also, like, now as a parent, I'm like, wow, so I'm a parent, but I also am still a person, and it's fucking hard out here. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes you really genuinely can't. And it's the first time that I'm having to, like, reckon with that reality. Don't tell my mom. She doesn't listen to the podcast.
Rose can never know.
Rose can never know. But yeah, it's been an interesting watch for that reason for me, because I'm no longer only mad at parents on TV. I'm like, uh-oh, shit. The other really devastating thing, in addition to the car ride, is that when Buffy gets to school, she sort of, I'm sorry, I have so many devastating things. But one is the way that she talks to Xander and Willow about what happened. And I feel like it is very important to note that this happens after the cops don't believe her, really. That she then enters school and is like, I did this bad thing that I should not have done. And I feel like this is a perfect example of what happens to folks when they are not believed, is that then the story starts to change. The way that we speak about what happened to us changes because we feel like we won't be believed. And so that's the first serious thing that I want to say. And then the other thing is just Sarah Michelle Gellar's face. Really, just like season 2 generally is like season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar's face. Jesus Christ. When she said, like, Xander's like, okay, but yeah, what was he? Like a demon, a bug? Like, what was the deal? And it's just like, you can hear a fucking pin drop. And you see this devastation on her face of like, he was none of that. He was a person. Aren't you so glad you came out here to celebrate Halloween?
Personally, I'm just praying for Xander that one day will come when his first thought is not, was it a bug? That would be so nice for him.
Honest to God, if I had made out with a bug and then seen a man turn into bugs and then bugs turn into a man, I would also, it would be like, is it cake? It's cake. It's bugs. Is it fucking bugs again? It's always fucking bugs.
Just a flashback is I think this came up in part 2, which of What's My Line, which has not gone up yet. Mm-hmm. But would you rather make out with Natalie French as a bug? Mm-hmm. Or
make out with Norman Pfister knowing he's made of bugs? I picked Natalie French. Did you pick anybody?
I don't do that. I don't play games, Kristin.
Okay, so the shitty cops have gone to Sunnydale High School now to like investigate Buffy. We hate it. We love that Giles is already like standing behind Buffy in this and like is checking in on her to see how the fuck she's doing. And then once Xander and Willow see the devastation in Buffy's face, they're like, fuck it. This guy was not a guy. We are going to find out like what the fuck was wrong with him, because this doesn't like track, you know? Can I help you?
Yes. Yeah. Xander's like, we're going to bring this guy down. And Cordelia's like, I thought you liked him. And Xander's like, sometimes I like things that are not good for me.
Yeah, honestly, Nicholas Brendan delivering lines like a fucking champ in this season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Foreshadowing other crossbow-related failures yet to come this episode. Giles trying to pack a weapons duffel that simply cannot accommodate the crossbow, but he just sort of half-heartedly puts it in kind of diagonally and lets half of it hang out and then doesn't put any other weapons in the duffel.
It's like he literally breaks the fourth wall, looks at the camera, and is like, I don't know what you want me to fucking do here.
These simply aren't the right props.
Crossbows don't go in duffel bags. Oh, my God. Do you want to play one more clip?
I do. Hit it, bitch. You get to say that to me all the time. You say it to me all the time. Ricardo, please.
I don't get it. Buffy's a Slayer. Shouldn't she have...
What, a license to kill?
Well, not for fun, but she's like the Superman. Shouldn't there be different rules for her?
Sure, in a fascist society.
Right. Why can't we have one of those?
Buffy's not going to jail. It's not fair.
Whatever the authorities have planned for her, it can't be much worse than what she's doing to herself. She's taken a human life. The guilt, it's pretty hard to bear, and it won't go away soon.
I guess you should know since you helped raise that demon that killed that guy that time.
Yes, do let's bring that up as often as possible.
Okay, an incredible clip for the obvious reason of Cordelia.
Cordelia, I love you, Cordelia. You're perfect, Cordelia.
But also, should there be different rules for the Slayer? Not you can kill a person, but I feel like this goes back to that Buffy never got the handbook. And I just feel like there's more that she should know. And more, I don't know. There should just be more. Buffy should have more support. That's how I feel. We realize in this moment, of course, that the cookies have ecstasy in them. And you're just going to have to talk if you want to talk. I refuse
Should there be different rules for Slayers? Should there be different rules for Jennies?
Well, maybe not different rules about you can kill a person, but maybe just different rules in terms of like how she's supposed to manage. She doesn't know what to do if she's in a situation where she needs to hit someone who's not a demon. You know what I mean? Like, it's clear that she hit him, and then after the fact, she's like, fuck, I'm the Slayer, and I hit him, and I hit him too hard because I'm the Slayer. Like, I just... Stand with me, Jenny.
I am standing with... I was more concerned about, like... I'm like, wondering, like, if this is the way I get my foot in the door.
Oh. All right. Joyce is packing up all of the cookware that Ted brought to...
No. She's been meaning to get rid of this stuff for years.
I know. So is she never going to cook again? Is that how it hit her?
Ted taught her that all she needs is cast iron, and there's no room for compromise.
I mean, and honestly, I think Ted has a point there.
She's like, in Ted's memory.
Jenny, Cordelia says something that's very important in the library. She says, your search finally hit pay dirt. Now, for those of you who listen to our coverage of Yellow Jackets, you'll know that the 25th reunion is reunion pay dirt, baby. Yeah. Did you ever look up what pay dirt meant?
That's when you have dirt and then you get paid.
And why do you get paid for that dirt?
It's sort of an insider secret.
Anything else?
No.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's when the ground contains ore in sufficient quantity to be profitably extracted.
I didn't know you... Wait, say it again.
It is when the ground, aka dirt, contains ore, aka stuff that's fancy, in sufficient quantity to be profitably extracted. It is pay dirt.
That's crazy.
What's amazing
is hiding in plain sight.
We have been talking about pay dirt. Like, what the hell does that mean for like 2 years? And I thought, let me look it up. Can I, if you didn't have a cold, I would ask for your whiskey. Oh, you finished it all.
It's all gone.
Wow. Well, you want things to get fun up here?
Clean Plate Club.
All right.
Corey, let me take you to the lab. Just sit back and let me take you to the lab.
And now a message from McAfee.
Your package couldn't be delivered.
You owe thousands in unpaid tolls.
You want a free gift.
If texts like these sound familiar, McAfee can help. McAfee automatically identifies text and email scams as well as AI-generated audio to help you stay safe. If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
Everyone wants the Emirates NBA Cup.
And things are heating up.
30 teams started. Bang! But only 8 have advanced to the single elimination knockout rounds. To survive, they'll have to be hungry, relentless, ruthless.
Are you kidding me?
They all want the cup, but only one team can claim it. Who will capture the cup? Emirates NBA Cup knockout rounds begin December 9th on Prime.
Willow puts the cookies under the microscope because Cordelia clocks that Xander goes from 0 to 100 on the tedometer, right? Once he starts eating some cookies, she's like, whoa, what the heck?
Does anybody want to tell Jenny that I talked about that already?
I couldn't possibly be bothered.
No, keep going.
Sorry. I kind of felt like you maybe did, but then I was like, oh, why not just be sure? Okay, so the cookies go under the microscope. And Willow is like, I can tell that these cookies are full of tranquilizers that share a few components with ecstasy. And this is the point at which I would like to put a call out to our listenership that's active within the scientific community. If you know things about what you can see under a microscope and what you could tell about a drug that's been put into a cookie and then baked, I'm just wondering, is this something you would be able to tell by looking? She also has a lot of vials around her, so I'm wondering if she's like pouring drops of this and that to see like what kind of reactions will happen.
You put some of the cookie into happy water and you look at it under the microscope and you see if it gets more happy. The word happy inherently doesn't mean something bad.
It just sounds like happy water just sounds like something you heard about in your vampire porn.
Happy water. Oh, jump to recipe. All right. Cordelia got all the Cordelia is fucking really doing it this episode, okay? She got the record. She got an address. She recognizes when they get to his place that the fucking rug doesn't go with the decor. Incredible. Cordelia, I already gave you your jingle. You're welcome. In the cemetery, oh, it's finally a jump scare by someone other than Ted. It's Jenny Calendar with a crossbow.
Giles is like, ah. And Jenny Calendar says, I get that reaction from men all the time. Yeah, fucking right. Yeah, fucking right.
Oh, God. Okay, so Buffy gets back to what?
I'm with you. Jump scare. The window's nailed shut.
The window's nailed shut. She nailed it shut. Well, the day can't get any worse.
Jump scare again in the same 30 seconds.
Beg to differ. God, you know what? Fucking shout out to John Ritter. Just epic fucking performance. Also, sources say that John Ritter was like everyone's best friend on set and that like they would all go to his trailer and just hang out and be like, wow, you're John Ritter. This is so cool. And I love that. I don't know if it's true, but it seems true and I want it to be true. So therefore it's true. All right, we're at the final act.
Before we enter the final act, I have a question for the audience. My hard pitch for our after show activity is that I get to show Kristin. Kristin gets to watch the first episode of Xeno Warrior Princess. Oh my God! Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Listen, if you're a VIP...
In a time...
If you're a VIP ticket holder, you have 45 minutes of real estate.
Of ancient gods.
And if you want to use them...
Warlords.
To watch Xena, I don't know how we'll watch it. Can we play it on the bar TV?
And
I don't
kings.
know. They sound enthusiastic. I live to serve.
Every single person in this room wants you to watch the first episode of Xena Warrior Princess tonight.
All right, fine. VIPs, you did this to yourselves. And actually, you didn't. Everyone else did it to you. If you are a VIP, by the way...
Spoken like somebody who's never seen an episode of Xena Warrior Princess and doesn't know that every single episode is actually an incredible gift to your eyeballs and your heart.
Okay, let's fucking go. So, just in case you couldn't hear at home, one person in the room said, it's gay. It's so gay. It is so gay. I hope I did you justice. All right, Jenny, take us to Act 4 so we can finish this podcast and watch an episode of Xena Warrior Princess, ?
Jenny Calendar comes to Giles' place of work to apologize. I guess technically that happened a minute ago.
Yeah, but she's
But
there.
it continues. But ends up shooting him with a crossbow. In her defense, crossbows are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is by the end of the ep, they are once again even hotter and heavier than, I don't know, some vampire porn Kristin listened to on the way here. Ted returns, attacks Buffy, starts glitching, shows his true colors to Joyce, gets sent to the scrap heap, and thank God, because you would not believe what's in his closet.
Okay, so final act. A lot of things are happening. We have this like back and forth between the cemetery situation with Jenny and Giles and the fight in Buffy's room between Ted and Buffy. We can go through the Jenny and Giles stuff in full. She shoots him, as Jenny said. Then he pulls.
She's like, say goodnight, big guy. Don't say stuff like that when you're about to fire a crossbow.
I mean, honestly, it's definitely the crossbow's fault, but it is like a switch. I think that if I were Jenny Calendar, I probably would not have shot the crossbow because it's like, it's Giles, it's the vampire. It's Giles, it's the vampire.
Get up there with a melee weapon.
Your odds are 50-50. It's not good enough for me. But then Giles fucking...
He rips the arrow out of his own body and uses it to stake the vampire? You simply...
Giles, hot dad. When you were younger, you were real bad. But now you're older, you've got glasses that help you watch over us. Thank you, Giles.
I just feel like if you see this, if you witness this happen before your very own eyes, it doesn't matter how many demons possessed you because of this man's youthful indiscretions.
It's
you
true.
simply have to get back together with him.
You have to smooch on your way to the emergency room. You have to smooch on your way back from the emergency room. You have to smooch inside the classrooms and libraries at your local high school. Yeah, those are the rules. Right is right.
I'm sorry. I thought of something so terrible that I'm not even going to say it aloud.
I won't push that. I've pushed that in the past and I've regretted it, you know? I know better. All right. Let's just talk about what's happening at Ted's apartment before we get too deep into the fight upstairs, okay? Because they find a trap door. Why? Why does he live? I don't understand so much about this robot man. You know? Why are you snapping like we're listening to records in Ted's basement?
Because that's what I'm envisioning. They go down in Ted's basement.
I do like
why do you gotta have that under the trap door?
That's what I'm saying. Just have an apartment and maybe don't hide the bodies of your other wives, right? I just feel like, I'm no serial killer, but...
A good rule of thumb, actually, for most adults is have an apartment and don't keep the bodies of your 4 ex-wives.
Yeah. 3. Just 3. Joyce would have been,
number.
Thankfully, she's not number 4. But Xander finds the other 3 wives, and we talked about this a little bit when we talked to Alba, but how? Jenny said skeletons. Jenny loves Jenny. Jenny thinks Jenny is so funny. I pictured like jars of some kind, you know, like
not
liquid.
like little organ jars, but like a big sort of like a tank.
I actually pictured, I think, heads in jars. I'm sorry, I've watched a lot of television. I prefer skeletons for what it's worth.
Skeletons like in dresses.
Yes, in dresses. In 1950s inspired dresses.
Well, yeah, I guess inspired. Okay,
or
right,
actual 1950s dresses.
Oh, no, but he already has the clothes for Joyce, so we're going to assume actually
that is one of the fucking creepiest lines in the whole fucking episode. Do you want to talk about the fight between Ted and Buffy?
They fight. Oh, you finally
Epic.
get your wish. The nail file comes out and goes directly into Ted's arm.
Yeah, not his eye, but, close enough.
Really interesting to get a look inside because it looks like about like 50% hollow.
Well, he also does seem like there's some human parts in him still. Like he's not 100% robot.
Is that what you were getting from that?
Well,
Say more.
It's more what I got, I think, from his face later. Like there's a like a gum line,
Yeah, but that's
fake.
from what we've learned about like how people make robots on this show and how lifelike they look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just assuming that's all robot parts.
Okay. Ted, after knocking Buffy out, goes down to the kitchen and is like, honey, I'm home. Joyce, thankfully, probably hasn't eaten a sticky bun in at least a couple of hours. Enough to, or she has, and the drugs are just simply not strong enough for this dead guy is back. What the fuck? Unfortunately, he says, you don't have to worry about Buffy. You don't have to worry about anything. Daddy's here. Now, I don't care if I've had every drug that has ever been made in my system all at the same time. Nail file in the eye. He short circuits. This is one of my favorite things that John Ritter does in that
When he
episode.
starts glitching and he's like, oh, want some gravy with that?
Yeah. Buffy wakes up. Joyce is doing a good job downstairs. She's trying to go along with it because she realizes this guy's a fucking creep. And then Ted knocks Joyce out. Nail file to the eye. No one fucking knocks Joyce out.
Nail file to the eye. However, just obviously, my strong preference would be for no one to throw Joyce against the wall. But I am kind of worried about Joyce in that she is just sort of bounced against the wall and is immediately unconscious.
I think that's what happens to a normal human person.
Oh, I guess he's probably got robot strength.
After Xena, I'll throw you up against the wall.
I'll get something I want and you'll get something you want.
Okay, Ted does not stand for this kind of malarkey.
No, he doesn't take orders from women, just like me. He's not wired that way. Just like me.
Famously, Buffy using his own fucking cast iron pan to knock his fucking head right off his face. His face right off his head. Yes. How about a nice game of Parcheesi?
Ted, for a man who seems really committed to a sort of 1950s concept of American masculinity and being the head of the household and stuff, he cooks a lot of food and he knows what a woman's clothing size is just by looking at her.
Yeah. Maybe that's the robot part of him,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were going to be and he plays Parcheesi. I was already angry on behalf of Parcheesi, and it wasn't even where you were going. I was I'm going to fucking tell her about Parcheesi, Did you play Parcheesi?
Yeah.
It was the Parcheesi walked so sorry could run,
No.
Well, some of them did.
And I like that.
Okay, so Ted is dead.
He's dead.
Hey, do you want to play the song now?
Now?
Okay, well, we'll finish these two things. Ted is dead.
Yeah, got it.
The ladies are sitting on the porch. You love to see it. They're swinging on their swing. They're eating the crunchiest peas that anyone has ever eaten, ever. The guy who does Foley was like, why? Why did we have to do this? And they're going to watch Thelma and Louise. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, drive off that cliff.
Well,
right up until there. Fuck yeah.
And then at Sunnydale High School, the kids are unpacking all the things that happened. They're telling us about Ted and
Willow kept some of the parts.
Important for future episodes. And then they peek in the window and they're like, ew. And we're like, hot.
Yeah, Kristen's like, let me turn the sound up in my car right now as I'm listening to this audiobook.
Giles and Jenny are making out. They fucking love to make out at school. It's like their kink.
It is so inappropriate.
They're
It's
like
so
they're very
inappropriate.
much an oh no, what if we get caught kind of couple, you know?
Which lines up with Ethan.
Oh, well, yeah. Ethan's constantly trying
Giles
to
has
get...
a type. And it's someone who's like, what if we get caught?
Yeah. It is. It really is. And now, before we howl out, you should play a song for us, I think. Do you want Jenny to play a song?
Okay.
Here lies Ted. Ted is dead. May he rest in little pieces, scraps all heaped up to the sky. Here lies Ted, no tears shed. He always said he'd take no malarkey, and he had no heartbeat in his chest. Here lies Ted, the evidence of four ex-wives, Kristin, found in a closet in his apartment underground.
I'll fact check it later.
What?
I said I'm gonna fact check it later.
Oh, there's a whistling solo here. Do you want to whistle?
That's mean. You know I can't whistle. I have been practicing though. My daughter thinks I'm amazing. Fucking show off.
It's just in the song.
Old and hot.
That was uncalled for.
Here lies Ted. May he rest in deep distress, and never call me little lady ever again.
Well,
that was great, Jenny.
Hey, thank you.
What do you remember about writing this song? Do you remember things?
Usually when we get to this part of the episode, I have a lot to say.
Yeah. Not so much now.
Not so much now.
Not so much now.
Although I do think, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like there might be something, there might have been like a grain of sand from Shannon Woodward saying this is the Westworld episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's like a certain sort of Western thing happening.
I would have I cannot imagine that we wrote this song without ever thinking about Goodbye Earl. Like, obviously that's not the vibe of like the song shape or whatever. But some of the lyrics feel, I don't know, it's just like about killing a guy who...
Earl had to die. Ted is dead.
Yeah.
Sometimes people die, Kristin.
Wow. Deep.
Are you mad at me?
No.
Okay.
I mean, like, not more mad at you than I, like, generally am at a
sort of
resting.
baseline.
Yeah, my baseline is just
What's
standard.
wild is that after you finish your first episode of Xeno Warrior Princess,
I'll never be mad at you again.
You'll be the opposite of mad at me for the rest of time.
What is the opposite of mad?
Like exulting.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will be, according to Jenny, exalting her Luke 3:16. Be reading from the scripture of Jenny. But yeah, I love this song. It's a very beautiful song.
I was delighted to discover upon re-listening in preparation for this taping that it was recorded on the nylon string guitar.
Oh, you love a nylon string guitar.
I do, but when we started making this podcast, that was a very new addition to my situation. So I'm always really happy to hear it when I do in the early songs. Is this podcasting? I do also like that the form of the song, there's not a chorus. It's just sort of like some kind of variation on the, like a blues where you have sort of like blocks of information and then kind of like a turnaround where things deviate and then come back to the original.
I'm really listening because I'm interested in like the Ted, like because Ted is dead comes back a few times, right?
I think we have Here Lies Ted.
Ted
is the first line of the first and fourth stanzas. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Oh my God.
Oh, Jenny has to do one thing before we howl out. Pour some into my whiskey glass.
Yes. Never seen me open a box of cereal so fucking fast in my life. Into her whiskey glass. Things are really coming apart up here.
Last year, we did a Halloween hootenanny in DC, and Jenny was like, but we also have to eat Count Chocula on stage. And I was like, yes, we will bob for apples. We will eat Count Chocula on stage. We will bring Ricardo. We had so many fucking things to do. And she didn't say anything about it. And she just got out of her car today and had Count Chocula.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking good. Wow.
What I think every podcast listener ultimately hopes for is that someone will start eating something at some point.
I always forget that there's marshmallows, you know?
Well, yeah.
Like, that's the whole point. I know.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised every Halloween. Happy Halloween, you guys.
Happy Halloween.
Do you feel like you have the energy it takes to howl out with us? You've been wonderful, Burlington. Thank you for having us.
Yes, indeed. Beautiful citizens of Burlington, Vermont, and the surrounding areas, wherever you came from this evening. Thank you so much for blessing us with your glorious presence. Until next time. Woo!
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Here lies Ted. Ted is dead. May he rest in little pieces, scraps all heaped up to the sky. Here lies Ted, no tears shed. He always said he'd take no malarkey.
There are names that echo in the world of true crime, names that carry unanswered questions. Oakley Carlson, a 5-year-old girl who deserved safety, protection, and love, yet the system built to protect her failed, and Oakley disappeared. Her community still calls her name.
Or Ellen Greenberg, found in her locked apartment with 20 stab wounds, a case declared a suicide. But how does a locked apartment tell two different stories at once?
These are not just cases we have covered. They are people. They were loved, and they mattered.
Their stories deserve to be told with care, with depth, with truth.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Ricky.
We are the husband and wife duo behind Crime Salad.
Every week we uncover stories of the missing, the silence, the misunderstood. We ask the questions that were left behind. We refuse to let these stories be forgotten.
Because behind every case is a family holding on, a community seeking answers, and a story that deserves to be heard.
We invite you to listen to Crime Salad,
your healthy portion of true crime, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Tom.
Okay, so you want to tell him, or you want me to tell him?
No. I got this. I want people out there.
Yeah.
People, lean in. Get close. Listen. Here's the deal.
We have big news.
We got monumental news. We got snacktacular news.
Yeah, after a brief hiatus, my good friend Michael Ian Black and I are coming back.
My good friend Tom Cavanaugh and I are coming back to do what we do best.
What we were put on this earth to do.
To pick a snack.
To eat a snack.
And to rate a snack.
Scientifically.
Emotionally.
Spiritually.
Mates is back.
Mike and Tom Eat Snacks is back.
A podcast for anyone with a mouth.
With a mouth. Available wherever you get your podcasts.